In this episode, we're talking about Slay the Spire meets Gundam. It's Battle Suit Aces. This and more on Indie Game Arcade. Welcome back to Indie Game Arcade, a podcast that deep dives into the latest and greatest indie games. My name is Chris.
I'm Joseph.
Joseph, did you feel like you got to live out your Mobile Suit Gundam fantasies as you started booting this up? Though, it kind of gives me a little bit of, Voltron vibes to it, too, though. I can't exclusively say Gundam with this, even though that was my joke at the beginning.
I think I'm kind of feeling more Escaflowne if I'm, being super realistic about it, just because...
If you raise your glasses up enough?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if I'm not a huge mech anime aficionado. I like them, but I haven't seen a ton of them. So the ones I have seen is what I just tie these things to. And I only say that because I don't think in Gundam there's a biological sort of tie to the suits. I think they are actually just in metal suits. This kind of goes a different direction in some ways. Not all the suits are like that, but some of them have kind of a biological response to the person that's in them. And in that way, that is reminding me of Escaflowne or, Voltron to some degree, but without the combination aspect.
What about Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yeah, kind of that, but not that extreme, I guess.
Yeah, you're not piloting your mom is what you're saying.
Yeah, or just some kind of weird hell demon or something. Yeah, no, it's not to that extreme. Escaflowne is the closest thing I can tie it to, but only because I lack knowledge to really expand outside of those that we mentioned.
Sure, Gundam does have a little bit of that, but I don't think to the extent that this has. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Game start! Battle Suit Aces was released October 17th, 2025, developed by Trinket Studios, who was also the developer that created Battle Chef Brigade, which was that was a huge game when that came out. At least I think. I didn't play it, but I heard about it.
I never played it either, but it's reviewed very positively, so I think it's well liked.
Yeah, and I remember when that one first came out, I immediately was I want to play this game because it's not only elements of an action RPG, but it also has some match 3 kind of stuff to it. There's just so much in that game, plus the art style is to die for. As of talking about it right now, literally right now, it's 80% off. It's $3.99.
Yeah. This game is from 2017. That's crazy. Yeah. Overwhelmingly positive reviews though. So good on them. It's no wonder they're really touting that as by the people who made this game.
Yeah, it's by the people that made that really good one. So play this one. So also published by Trinket Studios, but partnered with Outer Sloth, who were the studio that created Among Us. I guess technically it's Inner Sloth that made Among Us, but they're they got so massive that they also made the Henry Stickmin games, but they created another division, which is Outer Sloth, and they help get funding for and publish other games, and they'll partner with the creators and stuff.
That's kind of brilliant labeling. I applaud them for that.
Right? Also, should we petition them to since we our parent company, if you will, which is literally just the two of us still, is Nerd Sloth? Should we just kind of be hey, complete the trifecta? You need to.
Can we just be your podcasting children?
Yeah. Why don't you just fund us as the third wing of the company? You've got your development side, your publishing side, and your podcast side. Give us your money, is what I'm saying.
We've already got the name, so what else do you need?
We've had the name for like 10 something years, so it's not going anywhere.
Who needs it?
Yeah. Who needs talent? Anyway, retails for $24.99. And for a quick description, Battlesuit Aces is a card battling RPG / strategy narrative where you recruit mech pilots, build your deck by modding your pilot suits, and lead your crew through spacefaring conflicts as you hunt for Relic Suits, which are ancient alien super weapons. You played this. I did not play it. Well, I take that back, Joseph. I started it. This has the longest goddamn intro to a game I've ever seen. I didn't make it through because like I had other things I had to get to, but I want to go back into it. I want to play it, but man, it took forever to get there.
I don't know if you really played Dice Legends then, because to me that had the longest tutorial that I have ever gone through.
We are gonna talk about that.
It was very informative. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying it was long and wordy.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. I will credit them this. Thank you to Battlesuit Aces for, even though it was a very, very long way to get from like loading the game to being able to actually play, at least it was like animation and story and narrative and things where I didn't have to read everything. You know, there was some reading to be had, but like you were telling me a story, you were talking to me. There's literal voiceover and it's great. There's a lot of voiceover in the game.
There's really good voiceover. It is like very talented folks.
As opposed to I struggle a lot, and I'm going to talk about that in another game later, where I have to read a lot of rules. One, because ADHD, like really badly. Two, I have a little bit of a reading disability as well. So it's very, very hard for me to sit and be like, okay, I got to read this. And then my eyes dart to a completely different part of the screen. I'm like, no, oh God, I don't understand any of this. I just want to play.
Oh man. Let me tell you something funny related to that. So Callie, she is like I wouldn't say she's a speed reader, but she can read so impressively fast that when we are going through like dialogue in a game, like when we were playing Monster Prom or Monster Con, whichever one we were playing at the time, like she's reading those text things so quickly. And so she's ready to move on before I've even gotten like halfway through the sentence. But she doesn't like pressure me to press A or anything, but I know she's done, and so I feel pressured, and so I start sweating because I'm like, oh God, I'm such a terrible reader.
She's done. She's judging you. She's like, yeah, why am I dating somebody so stupid?
It seems like she's done before like the sentence is even complete. Like I don't know how she does it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've got my brain has a process where you read like the second word first, then you read like the third to last word, and then you get confused and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot to read the first word. Then you read the first word. Then you read the sentence all the way through. And then you're like, I wasn't paying attention when I read it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I got to reread it. And I start in the middle of the sentence at that point and go from middle to end. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Why did I do that? Now I got to reread the whole sentence again. I still don't understand. Now I'm frustrated. And now I skip it.
Yeah, that's why it's challenging to read like actual books like that aren't comic books that have pretty pictures in them.
For me, baby, that's it. Manga and comic books.
I'll go through a whole page, many pages sometimes, and I'm like, wait, I wasn't taking any of that in. I was just scanning over words. Like I didn't absorb anything. I have no idea what I just read.
Yeah,
that is the most painful thing of all. For anybody who can relate to that, like. You know, I feel you. I see you, and it sucks.
Yeah, we're there. Yeah, we're there. We've got it just as bad, if not some of us maybe a little bit worse. So very, very long intro here to get in, but then you get to the actual gameplay, which I never actually got to because then I got called away to take care of a sick child. Which is crying somewhere upstairs right now. So if that comes through in the audio, so sorry about that. But Joseph, start me in on the game mechanics here.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, to get it out of the way, because you might bring it up later, and I want to tell you I'm ahead of you. I found out later, actually, while playing this, that this also has the tag of visual novel in it. And I've finally been fooled into playing one unknowingly. But you know what? I'm enjoying it.
I knew I'd get you one of these goddamn days, you bastard. I knew it.
Yeah. That's why I say I just want to get ahead of this because I know you're going to bring it up later.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But I like it because I'm really enjoying the card mechanics of it. It did start a little slow and like on the simpler side. So I wasn't sure like how much it was going to expand. But now I'm only 2.5 hours in, it looks like so far. But it's really sort of broadened all the things that are happening. I think it was smart to start off as slow as it did because I don't think I would have really grasped or grabbed onto like all the different ideas they were throwing at me or that I have now in my arsenal without, getting to experience them piece by piece. But I feel pretty empowered now to actually like play a lot more intelligently and use the tools at my disposal.
You'd have to start slow in a game like this because the game's actually massive. So what I do know is that you can recruit over 30 pilots. There's factions that you can align with, which will also offer distinct play styles. And then along with that, like with the recruits and stuff too, you're, I think, also building bonds and stuff between them. So I'm assuming that that's going to affect certain things about your game also. So like one already, there's a ton of stuff to the game just in that aspect alone without getting into being able to mod all the different battle suits. And then you've also got your actual missions. There's over 50 plot-driven missions, arcs, different character moments and stuff for each character. So like that is huge.
There's a lot. And or at least what I've seen so far, even. So the way that the factions work is, so far I've gotten at least, I've gotten 2 of them. There are 3 if I count my own like faction. And after missions or bounties or whatever I'm doing at the time, you get faction points. Sometimes you get character points that I believe go towards your primary faction. And that depends on the performance of the character inside of the battle, it seems like, which is to say that like their card has 1, stayed out on the field, and 2, contributed to victory in some way, some larger than others. There are different mods you can add to the actual mech suits. Those can be anywhere from like extra health to extra damage or like shielding. Some of it's like, when this character moves, it does damage to another unit or something, to an enemy unit in the same lane. There are drones that are basically your replacement for units sometimes, but they can also be powered up, these drones, to the point that like you can mod them, and sometimes they can be more useful to you than one of the pilots, depending on the situation. So there's probably like, people who are like really good at working out the meta of these kind of card games can probably find like a really good synergy between a lot of this. I'm just going through it and experiencing things at a pace that's like fun for me, which is like, oh, this character looks cool, I want to recruit them. Or like, these colors match, this seems like it would work out. I'm not trying to dig super far into it. I don't want to maximize. I don't like min-maxing games like that. I want to experience it
same.
How I want to experience it. And then hopefully I'll be able to survive, even if that means I'm at a slight disadvantage. I don't care, because that makes it even more fun for me. So that all is to say, even with the options I've gotten so far, like it really started to dig its claws into me after I got through the initial, I'm going to say maybe 30, 45 minutes of it. Once I got to actually start battling, at first I thought it was just going to be, okay, we go from mission to mission and we do battles. But then I saw we actually get to, between missions, you explore, or there are different rooms in your ship that you're going to, and that's where you start doing sort of your dialogue options with crew members, equip things to your ship, create things in the like lab for your mechs, like mods and stuff, and you get to experience, or you get to go on bounties, which are like side missions they can get you materials and things to also help you create more stuff, or even faction points. And some of those are where it starts to get kind of challenging. And even like early on, I felt some like pretty good challenges. I haven't lost any battles, but I've been in one. It was like, oh man, that was like really tough. Like you have to kind of like strategically work out certain things. Then there were also some like challenges in, I think it's in, I don't remember what the room's called, but it's kind of like a virtual lab sort of thing, like a simulation room. And that's where you get challenges where it's like, okay, you have to, using these 2 cards or using however many cards, you have to win this battle in 1 turn. And so that's where it's like, okay, I need to figure out how to work this out. You don't have like extra mods on them or anything unless it's a mod that comes with the challenge. But that's more of like a thing to, one, like show you how much variety there is to the gameplay, or some of the tricks that you wouldn't even think about doing that some of the characters are capable of. And also, I think that gets you either faction points or some sort of mats as well. So there's a lot of different things you can be doing. And as you're exploring the overworld map, it does push you, like, it's linear in the sense that like you are going towards certain objectives, but there are branching paths you can take. You don't have to take just one route the whole time. And as I'm experiencing that, that's where it's getting more exciting to me, because it feels like it's becoming a lot more open and not just a straight path that I was going through that I was worried was going to be the whole game.
One of the most burning questions I have, and I think whatever answer you give is probably going to have to come with an asterisk to it because you're only so far in. You know, it's not only a, roguelike deck builder and strategy game. It's also like when you're talking about the visual novel aspect of it, it is a game that is really trying to emulate the look and the feel of an anime, and an anime of like, that era when kind of the golden era of like the mech shows and stuff like that. And I think what I'm looking for is with your judgment, like how well do they do with like the narrative of that, as an anime fan?
I think they capture it really well. And that's even just the feel of it and the design of it, the presentation, where between missions, it almost introduces them like episodes where, or like you're coming back from a commercial break, because you'll hear an announcement like Battle Suit Aces. And then it'll have like the subtitle under it of that like what this chapter is.
What a cool flourish. And then that makes sense.
And it transitions into it. And I really like the dialogue too. Like these are like, sometimes it's not anything like I'm feeling like skipping. Sometimes I'll skip through if I've already read what they're about to say. Like I appreciate the dialogue, but I don't have time to just listen to everything all the way through. I get the gist of it, or I've read it, whatever. Okay, first of all, like the 2 main characters I like because they are Heathcliff and Felix. So there's got to be a Garfield in here somewhere. Like somebody's gonna be named Garfield. I'm just waiting for it. And one of the characters' names is, oh crap, what was his name? Hey, he's the chief engineer guy. He's like a bigger dude with like gray hair. Like a bulkier dude. Yeah, Belmont. That's what it was. Okay. But his nickname is Grizzly. And they didn't learn that until like they went to this other planet. And like it was one that he regulars because he likes the cooking there. And he's also like the ship cook as well. And so like he got challenged later. He's like, so where did they come up? Why are they calling you Grizzly? And he told this story that I thought was really fun, which was like, because this takes place like not on Earth, generally, he was talking about the story he was telling these non-Earth natives about grizzly bears, these monstrous creatures that come out and steal your food in a campsite at night. And after telling that story, he decided to get up like early one morning while they were camping and start like cooking a meal. And so one of the people who was there like just saw someone like a large dark figure like shambling around in their food, and so she assumed it was a bear and like pulled a gun on him, almost shot him because of that. And that's how he got the name Grizzly
That's
Bear.
funny.
And it was just this elaborate story that you didn't need to go that far into it, but it was just a really fun like flair that made me appreciate that character even more, because it's like, oh, that's really fun. And that gives him some good background too.
Yeah, it seems like they're all fleshed out like really, really far.
Everybody has super unique personalities. Okay,
Yeah.
the way that factions work, like as you're leveling up your faction or the whatever faction you get the points for, like you have a selection of like one card once you do it. And that can be out of like 4 or 5 or however many cards there are available. You get to choose one once you reach the rank for it. So the last one I chose, the last like faction rank up I got was I had a choice between another character card, a ship mod, or like a drone card. And I was like, well, let me choose another character mod. There were like 3 different another character card. And there were like 3 different characters I could have chosen. And I chose one thinking it's going to be like, oh, maybe this is like a throwaway character, because like, why would they like spend that much time to really delve into these side characters who are just like randomly joining from these factions if you have multiple choices? Yeah. And I pick one and it goes into a cutscene of like the main guy, the captain, talking to her, and then like getting her backstory and everything. Is like, man, like everybody has a backstory in this. Everybody has something about them and a personality. I just thought that was really charming, because I was thinking it was just a throwaway character that I was choosing because it looked cool, but no, she's a character now too.
Man, that's just it's a sign of good writing. And yeah,
absolutely.
That makes me very happy. There's some really good voice actors in this cast. Like I'm seeing a lot of names that I recognize. Eric Yang, Frida Wolf, Alex Lee.
Oh, he's the voice actor for Solo Leveling, right?
Yeah. Solo Leveling.
Yep.
There's a few that like, especially gamers will recognize, because they've been in the gaming space a lot. Like even like, as streamers and stuff, like Sungwon Cho and Elspeth Eastman.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. There's a lot of really, really good folks in here. So yeah, pretty cool. Erica Mendez is another one I recognize. So man, cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to play more of this so bad. Also, sorry to burst your bubble. There's no Garfield that I can see. I was looking up all the characters. I can't find a Garfield, just Felix. And
maybe a hidden character. I haven't lost hope.
Gotta be one. Or maybe someone's got like a little Garfield like charm hanging from, I don't know, something in their suit. Like it's like a little keychain.
At least I just need somebody to say they hate Mondays. That'll be enough for me.
There's just a big orange dude who's like, God, I hate Mondays.
He's a side character. Yeah, that'll be enough. That's
He's
fine.
like, by the way, you got any more lasagna?
John.
Like,
they're going real deep into this.
Yeah.
All right.
So the thing that I was like, I worry about is that the game feels so big that it's definitely going to be a time investment. So, there's like, it's one that I'm like, oh God, this is totally in my alley. Like this is 100% the kind of game that I want to play. It is also 100% the kind of game I don't have time for, at least at the moment, which is like the bittersweet irony of everything.
I think it's going to be one where obviously I like it. I like it a lot so far. I'm very early on into it, 2.5 hours, which isn't a short amount of time by any means, but in that entire time I've spent, I've gotten one achievement. And so that out of like 30 something. So it's like, all right, well, the pacing of this, if that proves anything, is that I am very, very, very early on and I have much more to do. So I think it's one that I'm going to be stepping back into periodically. Yeah. It's not one I'm going to drop because I really do enjoy the gameplay. And as I'm starting to get deeper into it, I'm looking forward to like really like fun strategic battles and just seeing how some of these like core plot points pan out. And also just to meet some of the new characters and like hear the amazing voice acting, get their cool character introduction, and just see also mechanically like what their cards do. So it's one where like, would I have enjoyed this like without any of that and just as a card game? Yeah, but it's one I could have easily dropped out of because it's like, all right, well, that's a fun card game, but it doesn't have much substance to it. This one has so much substance and a great card game on top of that. So it's like, I can't really like turn away from it. So it won't be the only game I play, but it is one that I will be like slowly picking away at as the weeks go by.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it sounds perfect, honestly. This seems like a perfect game. And it has like hardly any reviews right now, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Especially with like how big their other game got, which has...
I wonder if this one just like didn't get enough like at present. I didn't get like enough advertising or something, because I only learned about it just by like kind of looking around. Like literally I found it in when I was looking at upcoming games in the Steam store. I don't think I heard about it anywhere else, which is rare since I see indie game stuff like all the time. It's got positive reviews, the ones that it does have. I just think it needs more reviews. Maybe that will help it get more spotlighted, especially because like it's firing on all cylinders. It's not for everybody because it's not nonstop action, and there is like heavy story focus, and it is like technically a visual novel, which if I had heard that first, I think it might have like gave me a little pause. But now that I'm actually into it, I'm like, okay, I can even recommend this to someone who isn't a fan of those things. If you're like really just like wanting to only experience a card game, you could skip the dialogue, but I think it is worth listening to because it's compelling and it's just very well done.
And thankfully, like now I've slowly gotten myself in a tiny little position where like I have some contacts that I can see if they would reach out to the developer, and like we might be able to get some more eyes on this game. So we'll try to do that. We're going to see if we can get some more eyes on this because they absolutely deserve it.
Best case scenario, we'll get to be DLC characters later on.
And I will request that we are named Garfield and Odie. Do you want to be Garfield or do you want to be Odie? Which one?
Oh, man. I'll be Garfield. It's fine. Because
Okay.
I just desperately needed a Garfield to be in this game.
I feel like you do have more of that Garfield energy, and where I'm bringing that Odie energy for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I very much dislike Mondays, so we're on the same page.
You can mail me to Abu Dhabi when you get tired of me. Power up! Hey, if you're enjoying this episode so far, do us a favor, throw us a like, a follow, share the episode or the podcast with folks who love indie games so we can get more of these game recommendations out there and support the indie game devs. We also have our YouTube channel at youtube.com/nerdsloth, where you can catch us playing more indie games or check out our top 5 and top 10 series for even more indie game recommendations, because we believe there's an indie game out there for everyone. Combo! Let's talk about some other indie games we've been playing this week. I want to talk about one real quick that you have also played a little bit of, because my throat hurts, and it'll help if you can you can talk through it with me. This is Absolum.
Yeah.
So, Absolum was developed by a group of developers. So Guard Crush Games, Supamonks, and Dotemu. So I don't know if Supamonks was part of it, but I know Guard Crush and Dotemu co-developed Streets of Rage 4, which is definitely like one of the best like beat 'em ups we have played in years. Absolutely love it. Published by Dotemu, partnered with Gamerer. I don't know how to say that one, but there's that.
I wonder if it's like Gamerer.
Gamerer. That does sound quite a bit better, doesn't it? So thank you for that. So you know what this is. This is a side-scrolling roguelike beat 'em up where you're playing one of several heroes in a fantasy setting, kind of taking that like small homage from Golden Axe in that way, but this is a darker fantasy setting in which you are rebels fighting against an oppressive regime that is trying to suppress magic. You're playing one of 4 characters, each have different fighting styles, of course, but like the most interesting part of this to me is how big the map is, and like kind of like how that flow goes and how much freedom and choice you have as far as that goes. Because it's not like a typical sort of roguelike where, or even like I guess it does play more like the beat 'em up. It's just interesting because it blends both of those so much. But like, you know, you're choosing different paths and they really are branching around this overall map. And that way it feels more like a beat 'em up D&D game. I had a lot of fun with this. I'm terrible at it so far. but I'm having a good time. I really like the little dwarf guy. He's a lot of fun. I think his name's Carl.
Yeah. My advice for Carl would just be like, just throw people. Just his thing. Just walk up to the goblins. Just throw them off the edge. Yeah. That's like the hot tip for Carl gameplay.
I like him. Honestly, though, like what I like about him, and I've noticed this about like when you first start, you can only play as either Carl or Galandra, and the other two characters are locked, so you have to unlock them. Which it makes me sad because the other two look so cool too.
Oh man, I in my time playing it during the Next Fest demo, I unlocked Cinder, I think, or that might not be her name, but the one who is like the masked sort of thief looking one or
Cider.
Magical thief thing. Yeah, Cider. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Cider.
Oh, feels like it should have been Cinder. Anyway,
Nice.
But I really want to play this frog wizard. Like, you throw a frog wizard at me, I am in.
Yeah, his name's Brome. He's a little frog wizard prodigy.
I love that. I don't think he was in the demo, so I really want to play him. Okay,
no, he was not in the demo.
I'm gonna like pick this game up. The only reason I didn't yet is because I had so many other games I had to play this week, and I was just like really like getting into Battlesuit Aces, so it's like I didn't have time for it, unfortunately, but
sure,
I will pick it up probably right after this episode, honestly.
It's really, really fun. It is like co-op, so you can, play together, and I feel like this would be so much fun co-op. Like, and I think of like how much fun we had playing Streets of Rage 4. And then there was the Double Dragon remake that we did. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
And even the new Battletoads, which isn't indie, but that was so much fun to play. All of those were fantastic beat 'em ups. This one looks just as good, if not better than some of those, because I feel like this one just has so much more options. I mean, you've got like your roguelike progression as far as like leveling up and stuff and doing upgrades. But there's like also like the meta progression and everything as well. So that in a beat 'em up, I really, really like that. And especially just paired with the dark fantasy kind of setting is really, really cool. And like the idea that like you might be fighting in a village and then you can just walk through like a random cottage door and find a treasure chest and, open that. Thematically, it's fantastic. You can ride on a boar or a little dinosaur or something and fight a bunch of goblins, and it just feels great. I'm really, really bad at, was it Galandra? I think is the sword lady.
Yeah, she's like the elf
I'm
fighter
terrible
person.
at her. But
oh man.
I'm way better as Carl, which is interesting. And like I think I noticed what it is because like Galandra's a little bit slower to move, or Carl, he might not necessarily be faster, but one of his like his special attack, the Y button, closes the gap much better than Galandra's does. So if like you are not close to an enemy, using his will get you like right up in that enemy's face much better than hers will. So like that helped me as far as like freedom of movement and stuff way better. Also, I like his gun that just like one, it shoots like that huge blast and like blows everybody down, like knocks them down, but also shoots you backwards a little bit, which is just really fun to pull off.
Yeah, it's got like a big musket.
Yeah.
Very dwarf-like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't spent time in the new one yet, or in the full release yet, but I really enjoyed my time with the demo back during Next Fest. So I know I'm going to love this one as I dive into it, because even then I could see like so much potential for all that you could do and just how deep you could get into the actual like meta progression of it with the secrets and just various paths that I didn't take or couldn't take at the time. And even after I had just I think the demo just goes up to like the first like actual boss, and after beating that, like it cuts off, and I was like, oh, like that's when you get so into it, like you just want to keep going, but with the demo you just can't. So I've been waiting for this moment, and I am super excited to jump in.
And the artwork is gorgeous. And that was like the thing that originally drew us to this game. It is so beautiful to look at. And it's so fluid. Like, it is one of the more fluid games I've seen in a long time, aside from one I'm going to talk about probably next episode. But that's a totally different genre. But as far as like a fighting game goes, like this is hand-drawn animation. It's probably the most fluid beat 'em up I've ever seen. So definitely one worth checking out. And there is a lot of customization you can do as far as like your upgrades and stuff. I didn't really touch on that much, but there's so many like synergies and combos that you can do to supplement your attacks and create some really cool, powerful like magic spells to like augment every single thing you do as you level up, and it makes for some crazy effects. So yeah, definitely a cool game.
100%. All right. Well, let me start off with another beat 'em up just to chain off of that.
I know one what we're talking about.
Yeah, one that I found less exciting, and I'm going to give you reasons why, though. I'm going to be constructive with this criticism. So, okay, Fallen City Brawl is the one I wanted to bring up. It's the one that I had actually recorded some gameplay of as I beat it just yesterday.
Yep, it's up now.
In a single run, but that was after like an uphill battle trying to, one, figure out the mechanics of it, two, trying to figure out why they made some of these decisions, and then three, just like it was a struggle all the way through. As much as like I see a spark behind the idea here, and of course I love these old school beat 'em ups and what it was inspired by, which is like, you know, classic Streets of Rage, Final Fight, things like that. But then as I was playing through it, so for one, as you try to do combos, there's a certain button combination that will do like a special move part of your combo, and that makes it where, and like that takes health away. So it starts using health as a resource for that part of your combo. And like, that's fine if it's like a screen clearing kind of thing, like in the X-Men arcade game where it's like, you know, Colossus does his roar, or Nightcrawler does his teleport around the level and it just like kills all the enemies on the screen. Like that takes health away. That's obvious because it's like, yeah, you have to limit something like that. Exactly. This one doesn't feel like a proper trade-off because it's like, oh, I'm just doing like a little move with a little bit of fire around it. I do a little bit more damage, but now I'm accidentally taking my health away because it's not even a separate button. It's just me tapping A too fast trying to attack. And so it's like, okay, I have to like be very mindful not to button mash, or not even button mash, or not to press A too quickly, or else that will trigger my attack that's going to take health away from me. So it's like, one, having to be conscious of not killing myself trying to just fight, and two, it didn't feel like, maybe it was a character I chose. My reach was terrible. Like I couldn't even really tell I was attacking. Like this guy was wearing a chain around his neck, or not his neck, but is like carrying a giant chain on his back. And so I was thinking like, oh, this guy's going to have a ton of reach. He's going to be like whipping people with his chain. Instead, he's just like this little like super like close to his body punch thing. And I couldn't really tell like what my distance that I could cover with it was. And like sometimes when I was like right on top of an enemy, or they were right on top of me, like I was trying to hit and just like was not connecting because the hitbox is just like so weird, at least with that character. And then it's like, okay, the last thing I want to talk about as far as like attacking goes is you have this combo that you start to work up with these crystals. Like the more, it's not combo, but like this special move bar that you start to build up with these crystals. And you get the crystals by like continuously doing your combo, which is semi frowned against because you can accidentally like chain into like the things that take your health away. But anyway, so as you get these crystals, like you have 3 levels of it. The first level does like a semi powerful special move. The second level does like a slightly more powerful special move. But the third tier of it, it's like, okay, cool. This thing's going to be awesome. It's going to blow everything up. But instead, like it does like a like powerful special move, but also summons these 2 other strong enemies, these like this green ninja and this like pink ninja, to fight you also in the middle of a battle, so that you can get currency. This is the only way you can get coins, is when you're in this mode. And the coins,
boy.
what they do is if you get 100 of them, that will give you a free man. Like that's how you get lives back. And you don't even like, I don't know if like you can get if you can get 100 out of like a single one of those specials or killing, because I killed both the ninjas. And I think I got like 25, maybe 50 coins out of it total. And it's like, what did that do for me? Because if you do that during a boss fight, like not only is the boss fighting, you got these two random ninjas who came at you because you're like, hey, you did your ultra special. I know you earned it, but hey, here, now you're being punished for it. So that just felt like such a, okay. So that all is to say, this is just a lot of really weird choices that were made. And especially for such a short game, it seems like it should have been a lot more polished than it was. There were some, as far as the graphics go, like they're fine. There were some like funny things where it's like, there's this one level where you're in a train yard, but the sprite sizing is so funny because like if I walk too close to the background, it looks like my dude was like bigger than one of the trains because he's a big dude, but he's not like bigger than a locomotive guy. So it's like, it was just funny the way that the scaling of things looked in that way. And the last level was supposed to be like a rainy city, but it just like a complete like jumbled mess because I get the idea they were going for, but it just wasn't really like hitting. All that would have been forgiven though if they had just worked out those mechanics better. So this is just like adding on top of the things that I actually have gripes about. And it was 7 levels long. I somehow still beat it even after those grievances and after dying multiple times. I think I was on my last life actually, and I just managed to. I didn't even know that was the last level because it doesn't have much pomp and circumstance to it. This random dude just comes out with a big flamethrower, and it's like, how am I supposed to fight this guy? And then I beat him, and it was over. And it's like, yay, happy ending. It's like, oh man, like that just felt kind of rushed, and I just wish there had been more to it. There's so many good beat 'em ups and so much good inspiration to pull from that it just felt like a little empty to me. I will say though, the music was amazing. Like that was the highlight of it for sure. Really like good. That music was spot on.
I love the character designs though too. Like I think those are really good, and I also love
super original
the vibrancy of the game too. Like whenever like you do damage or get like coins and stuff, just the really big bright colored numbers and stuff flying everywhere on the screen. So I had played this too, like a little bit like months ago, and I barely talked about it, not nearly as extensive as you. And I had a lot of similar criticisms, but you played it got way farther in it than I did. Gee, wonder why? Because I'm the puzzles and visual novels guy. Yeah, I struggled quite a bit as well. One of the things that I think I had the biggest problems with was actually like from a visual standpoint of just always feeling like there was so much on the screen without enough contrast that, again, just going back to my ADHD thing and not trying to make a joke about it this time, but like whenever, that is the case and there isn't enough contrast between certain things, like I can get visually like overwhelmed with stuff, and like, it's hard for me to sort of like visually track things, especially in a game like a beat 'em up or something like that. So I really, really liked what they were trying to go for. There could definitely be things here that could be like improved on and make a really good game out of it, because I feel like it's really got the bones for it. But it needs to be tightened up for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it could be like a few patches away from becoming like a pretty competent game in its current state. I don't know that I would recommend it, only because it just doesn't feel complete to me. Like this feels like what I imagine all early access games are, and it's not early access. This is like a full release, and it's very short. You get to see everybody's like ending when you finish the game, like what everybody does. So it's like, okay, well, there's no reason for me to play as anybody else or beat the game again.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I did watch that in your playthrough. That's a huge mistake. Like you should only get each fighter's, ending. Like that's how Street Fighter goes. That's the incentive.
That's how Mortal Kombat originally went. So yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I want to see what happens to Cyrax. Oh, he gets turned into, it gets like sent to the junkyard or something.
Yeah.
But in this case, all they have to do is just a few tweaks to the gameplay. And then what would really help enhance it is if there were unlockables, something to strive towards.
Big time.
Either like new characters, some different colored skins, multiple like bosses you could go to, different routes. There's a lot that they can do, and I'm not trying to like discount the amount of time it takes to make a game. Like that's awesome that they were able to do it. And I, like you said, the core. It was. And the core of this is so strong that I'm only saying these things because I see the potential here that could really be capitalized on if there was just a little bit more time spent like polishing some of the things. Make the motorcycle guys not take 25% of your health every time they hit you, because I got hit a lot by the motorcycle guys.
Oh man. Yeah. Those motorcycle guys are pretty rough. Got another one?
Okay, I played through the demo of Marvel Cosmic Invasion. That was really fun.
How did that go?
It was so good. I mean, I think it just takes you through the like first or up to the first like actual like boss, and then it cuts you off after that. I played as Spider-Man and Wolverine because you play as like a duo, and
really cool.
They're so fun to play. Like not at the same time, like it's a tag in, tag out kind of thing, but they're so fun to play. And like in the same way as like Marvel vs. Capcom games or any Marvel games, it's like there's a tag mechanic to it where it's like, okay, I want him to tag in and attack. I need him to tag in and do this thing. So it's like it's got that fighting game kind of mechanic to it, but it's at its core obviously a beat 'em up, and it is just such a good beat 'em up. It is so fun. Like if Absolum is gonna be like one of the amazing beat 'em ups that comes out this year, this one is definitely going to be another, because it was just such a good time. The characters play like they feel like they're playing like they should. Like when I was Spider-Man, it was a lot easier for me to take out airborne enemies because I could just web swing and like kick them out of the air. As Wolverine, I'm like pouncing on people on the ground. It's kind of easier for me to get around that way. And he has like his like Berserker barrage kind of deal, or like his X Factor kind of like special at the end. So all of it was just like a super fun time. I don't think it was like much of like what the actual game's gonna end up being, but even just as a demo, it was a good time. I think you can play as maybe like 7 of the characters, but I think there's gonna be 15 total when the game is released. So it's a small fraction of more to come, and I'm sure there's gonna be like a ton of unlockables and things. This is the team that did Shredder's Revenge, and also multiple other games. We talked about that last time we mentioned it, but I just wanted to say that, I played it, I loved it, and I'm looking forward to it.
And same publisher as Absolum. So makes sense.
The Gamir. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Then they're just like hitting on all cylinders with beat 'em ups this year.
Gamir and Dotemu, both. So
yes. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to play that. Can I ask, what was the first boss? I just need to know. I need to know.
Beetle, like from Spider-Man's. But it was Beetle possessed by this alien, because this is like there's an alien invasion type thing. I don't think it's like Skrulls, but some sort of aliens have invaded, and it like kind of jumped onto Beetle's face in the same way that like a face hugger would, and took him over, and then you had to fight like possessed Beetle. And so that was the first boss.
Would not have guessed in a million years that Beetle would have been the first boss.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay.
But it was cool. And they went after him, I think, because this is kind of like a hive mind, sort of bug-like alien species. So they're like thinking he I don't know, needed to be part of the fold, I guess, being a beetle man. So I don't know what logic they put behind it, but it was really fun and lighthearted. So
is it Annihilus? Is that supposed to be the big bad, or is it something?
I guess so. New? Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, I didn't get to like see him, but I see him on the cover here, so I'm assuming that's the case.
Yeah, I wasn't for sure, but I figured. But cool, man. I'm excited to play it. Looks great.
Yeah, it was. Good time.
Final round. Let's talk about some upcoming indie games we're excited about. I'm continuing with my trend of horror games. And Joseph, we've been doing this show for a little over a year now.
Oh boy.
So when I recommend games for you, have I ever steered you wrong? Have I?
I don't know. Are you about to? Like, what are you going to bring up
I don't think
right
so.
now?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna give you two. I think I'm gonna give you two games that you're gonna enjoy. Let me start off with Lady Dracula. This is an homage to the classic Castlevania. I mean the original. So when I say classic, I mean the classic. It looks like a Lost NES game being played on a CRT TV, and you're playing this woman who can transform into a wraith, a spider, or a bat. It is a precision platformer to battle your way to eventually fight Lady Dracula. And let me tell you, it looks absolutely sick. You see, like you go there, one of the first things you're going to see is your main character getting chased by a gigantic demon skeleton on a giant motorcycle while you're running across a train. Hell yeah, dude.
When is it coming out?
Soon, man. Coming soon. That's all I can tell you.
That doesn't help me.
Hey, that's all I have to give. I can only give you so much.
All right.
Seriously, go check it out. It's going to be great. There is a demo available. So I
do appreciate the name of the developer. Goth Donut Games. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's pretty good.
I love the two teaser trailers they have too are great. Like both of them feature an actual CRT TV surrounded by like real goth stuff like skulls, a jack-o'-lantern on one of them, or like bloody posters and stuff. This is going to be such a fun game. I'm so excited and like ready for this game. Like this is a vibe and I'm excited. Is
this one that you would actually play? I
would love to try this.
Do you connect with like games like Castlevania?
I love the aesthetic of Castlevania. Am I good at them? No. But do I like them? Absolutely. So like, would I want to play this? Yeah. Because I actually like, I really, really enjoyed to throw it to an actual indie, like Bloodstained, like Curse in the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really like that one. Terrible at it, but really, really like it. So, yeah.
Nice.
The next one I'm going to give you, this is even more up your alley. This is Grim Trials. This is a heavy metal inspired action roguelike where you are part of an academy of aspiring Grim Reapers having to face off against corrupted souls and demons through the underworld to pass your trials and become an official Grim Reaper. It looks very much like in the way that we were talking about how Hades, last week kind of changed the landscape of action RPGs. And when we see an isometric action RPG, we're like, oh yeah, it's kind of like a Hades-like. Well, here you go. Here's one with some very heavy metal vibes and very goth looks and stuff, but still really vibrant colors. It looks really, really cool. So
I like the way it looks, but it's to be announced. This isn't helping anything. It's not helping me.
Hey, it'll be announced.
It could be next year. This means nothing to me.
There's a demo.
So that's how you're steering me wrong with these recommendations. Is like I have no idea when they're coming out.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When they do come out, these might become your favorite games.
Well, I'll forget about them by then, so I'll rediscover them when they actually come out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying now so I can take credit for them later. When you're like, oh my God, this game, and I'll be like,
if you remember to, yeah.
No, I have a mind like a rusty trap. So yeah, I'll get you. But yes, everyone go check out Grim Trials and Lady Dracula. They both look freaking sweet.
Okay, so I am going to bring up a game that is actually coming out relatively soon, so people can enjoy it and
Shut up.
keep an eye on it. So in 4 days from the day that we're recording this, October 14th, there's a game coming out called Mohrta, Mohrta, and this is a nonlinear FPS adventure that is also labeled as dark fantasy shooter, I believe Souls-like.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I like the graphics of it because it's very, very like old school kind of, first person shooter.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something like Hexen or what have you, just in the sense that it looks like some sort of magic is involved as well.
Kind of reminds me of Lucid a little bit.
Yeah. And even like some of it is even reminding me of like Bloodborne, just in some of the style of some things.
Yeah.
But that'd be like a super loose comparison though, because as I'm watching this trailer more, I'm seeing almost more like technology stuff involved. This game looks kind of all over the place, but as much as I enjoyed that, what was that ant game I played where it was like the ant souls? Like,
are you thinking of Fly Night?
Fly Night, that's what it was. Yeah, that was super fun. And like, if this game is anywhere near that quality, which it looks like it would be, but also like a first-person shooter versus just like a straight third-person Souls-like, then I think I'm gonna have a good time with it.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it just looks really cool. Coming out very soon, so I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. And I wish I had a demo out that I could try, but I will see once it actually does release.
Game over.
If you had a good time listening to this episode, stick around for the bumper to learn how you can help support the show and all the things we do here at Sloth Creative, including like you could help us quit our jobs so we can actually play Battle Suit Aces. Wouldn't that be something? You can also check the show notes for our link tree that'll take you to our social media, Discord, merch store, and all the other cool stuff. But get in touch with us to let us know what indie games you've been playing and help us elevate these games so we can help support indie game developers. That's game over for... Blah, 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 blah. That's game over for us. That's game over for us. My name's Chris.
Oh, I also wanted to mention Ball Pit's coming out on the 15th. I know we mentioned it before, but I forgot. And yeah, it's coming out. My name's Joseph.
And we'll continue on the next episode.
Continue.
Indie Game Arcade is recorded and produced by Sloth Creative. If you're looking for more gaming content, head over to youtube.com/nerdsloth for indie game let's plays and recommendations. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/nerdsloth, where you can select a pledge and receive access to hundreds of hours of bonus content from everything at Sloth Creative. If you're an indie game developer and would like us to review your game or explore other opportunities, send an email to nerdslothcreative@gmail.com with the subject line Indie Game Arcade. Thanks for listening, and keep supporting indie game devs.